Hi, and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn. This is episode 92, and I am joined by my lovely wife, Margaret Quinn.
Yes, you are. Hi, everybody.
Almost called you Margaret Hoff.
My maiden.
That close.
That's awesome. And another special little visitor today. For the astute viewer, you may see another little Quinn down in this general area of the screen. Max is on the sofa. We get a lot of requests from Max. Trust me, I have something very special planned.
You could... This is news to me. What? I was about to say something, but please, go on.
Well, that's a surprise.
You have something very special planned, you said.
Yeah, putting Max on the show sometime soon.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What I was going to say is, for those of you who are looking for Max, have you ever gone to the website, craftbeertemple.com, and typed Max into the search bar? Have you ever done that?
Well, yeah, because Max is featured prominently in our Halloween episode.
He's tagged. I've tagged him in.
Oh. So. I did not know that.
Yeah, well, there you go. If you want to see Max, just type him into the search bar.
That's right.
So, anyway, on to... Oh, a couple other things, though. We wanted to say thank you to a couple people who've given us really nice reviews on iTunes. Thank you, guys. We have a couple 5-star reviews. One from Morgan Adkins.
Right.
And the other from Thomas Upshaw.
Yep.
So, thanks, guys. Always appreciate it. And, even if you don't leave a review or a comment or anything like that, we always appreciate everybody who watches, so thanks to everybody. We have 3 beers here. We've been doing a lot of Doppelbocks in general. I think relative to how many episodes we've done, we've covered this one style of beer more often than some other styles that we've pretty much completely neglected. Mm-hmm. And one, that'll change because I have a whole bunch of styles that I'm going to be reviewing in upcoming episodes. And 2, this was one where I knew I had done a bunch of Doppelbocks, but I just thought it was such a neat concept I wanted to do this show anyway. What we have is, I think the American Doppelbock Masters, Capital Brewing from Madison or Middleton, Wisconsin, just outside Madison. Mm-hmm. They have at least two that I can think of off the top of my head, world-class Doppelbocks. They have the Autumnal Fire, which I am in love with.
And we've done it on the show before as well.
Yeah, and they have a blonde Doppelbock, which is great, which you and I have both had. We actually had that at, was it Bockfest?
Yeah.
At Capital Brewing. Very interesting time. I don't know if we talked about it on the show before, but the head brewer throws dried fish off the brewery roof. Not just throws it, but throws it at people.
Right.
It wings it at the crowd.
It's a festival that's held at the last weekend of February every year.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine Madison, Wisconsin, end of February. It's a little chilly up there. So
it's an outdoor fest.
Yeah, it's an outdoor fest.
Yeah.
Bands and everything. And
in Wisconsin.
People come in Snuggies and robes and just all kinds of crazy gear
Pajamas,
so they can stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really fun and interesting event.
Yeah. So I saw that Capital released 3 beers at the same time as part of their Capital Square series, which is kind of their limited release series. They have 5 or 6 or 7 beers that they have as part of this. I don't remember them really releasing 3 all at once, though, so I thought it was cool. These are all based on Doppelbocks, and they've done something different with all of them. So this going from my left to right, your right to left, we've got the Tet Doppelbock, the Monumator, and the Icefire. So this first one is a Doppelbock that they've hopped, I believe dry hopped with Tettnang hops. It's a German noble hop. This is a Doppelbock where they added some wild rice into the grist. So kind of a very high-end take on an adjunct lager. Miller Brewing puts rice in their beer.
Yeah.
And in the final one, they made an Eisbock out of the beer, out of the Doppelbock, and for that, which is a style we've never had on before.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so an Eisbock is basically a beer that is, well, for lack of a better term, it's cold distilled. They distill it and make it stronger. If you guys have heard of Ice House beer, there was a while, in I think the early 90s, where ice beers, Bud Ice, everything was, or mid 90s.
I remember college time. Yes, I remember some ice beers being had.
It's basically the same thing, although not really at all. They chill the beer down so where some of the water in the beer starts to freeze because that freezes at a higher temperature than the alcohol, and then they take out that water, the ice, and it concentrates the flavor, concentrates the aroma. Very similar to some dessert wines where they do that, but they actually allow that to happen on the grape, in the grape while it's still on the vine. They let it kind of freeze, and then it kind of raisins, and they pull it out. It's very similar to the Boitrus that they have.
Botrytis?
Botrytis that they do, the Noble Rot.
Right.
Same idea. But anyway, let's get into it. You got 3.
And I was going to scold you for not getting the bottle opener, but these are twist off. Is Capital always twist off? Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Tet Dopplebock.
Now I learned something on the Beer Temple.
Tet.
Yeah.
Merde.
Yeah. It's French. Look it up.
Oh, yeah.
That's his pet name for me.
My pet name for my lovely wife. My little Tet de Merde.
All right, so the color on this is, I would say probably light amber, like medium amber maybe, actually.
Very red. Like
Yeah.
a lot of fiery red highlights. It runs the gambit from, I think, fiery orange to fiery deep dark red.
It reminds me a lot of the Autumnal Fire, had that same look,
Yeah, very, very similar. So.
And the nose is really nice on this as well. I get a lot of really nice malty sweetness in the nose.
I get a lot of raisin, but almost like caramelized raisin,
Yeah.
something like a cooked raisin or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely get caramel.
Are you
And
getting a
dried
ton
fruit.
of Tettnang hop?
No.
And while you're tasting that, I'm just going to look. I didn't really even read these.
I mean, I get something that maybe is slightly minty, which I guess I could attribute that to the hop, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay. It doesn't say they dry hop. It just says it has a hop presence, but you're really not getting a lot of.
Yeah, not really at all.
And Tettnang hop is going to give, that noble hop character to it, which is going to be herbaceous, fairly restrained. It's going to be kind of green and lush, and maybe a little lemony, something like that.
The taste on this, I'm not getting any hops in the taste either.
I am. I definitely am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of a nice, bright herbal, not like the oregano or stuff like that, but more like a basil-y, nice, bright green hop flavor to it.
Yeah, let me try it again.
That said, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm not really picking up on that. To me, it's the malt is really the prominent
Agreed.
flavor here.
Absolutely. Could not agree more.
To me, the hops are kind of getting lost in this. If you hadn't, the fact that they're kind of touting it as the noble hops addition, it's a little disappointing in my mind because I'm not really pulling that out.
I think it's an awesome beer. I agree. I was expecting it to be over the top, a hoppy Dopplebock, something like that. It's not. I mean, this is a classic Dopplebock 2 style. It tastes delicious. It's tons of complex malt. There is a hop character, more than you would really expect in a Dopplebock, where you get really none. Where this one, I'd say, has, low but, noticeable hop character to it. I think it actually brightens the beer up a little bit. It gives it a lighter mouthfeel. This is an 8% lager, so it's pretty big and heavy.
Big lager, yeah.
But it tastes a little bit brighter on your palate, and I think that's some of that hop flavor in there. Not a lot of hop bitterness.
No.
It's definitely a flavoring addition that I'm picking up on. And it's a great beer. I mean, this is really delicious.
I was going to say the same thing. I think this is a really nice beer. The hops I want the hops to be more prominent, since that's what it's being touted as.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is solid offering here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go.
Capital.
Yeah, I'm going to go 93 with that beer. I really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
I'll go 90.
Okay.
It's good.
I'm going to give me that.
All right, moving on. The wild rice.
Yeah.
Adjunct to lager, if you will, I guess.
Yeah. The Manamator. I think I'm saying that correctly. I'm sure someone will let me know if I'm not. You always do. Yeah, Manumator. So I guess Manumin is an Indian word for wild rice. And the A-Tour, as we've gone over before, is, a designation given to Dopplebocks, A-T-O-R.
And the use of wild rice here is interesting, and I think it makes sense because I think Wisconsin and Minneapolis or Minnesota are regions of the country that are known for wild rice. So that probably makes sense why they're using that as the adjunct.
Very similar color. I mean, almost identical. It might be a hint lighter.
I think it's a hint lighter for sure.
Yeah, it's got less of those dark, fiery colors, more of that bright copper. Almost looks like a fresh penny, something like that.
Oh, it's true. It does look like a penny.
Oh,
good for you.
I like pennies. They look shiny.
So on the nose on this one, and I don't know if I'm imagining this too, because a lot of these things are so subtle, but I'm kind of getting like like a little spiciness like I would if I had a rye.
Yeah.
Like a rye beer.
It's exactly what I'm getting too. I'm getting kind of a grainy spiciness, a like wild rice. It's like an earthiness to it. I think you definitely pick it up.
Yeah, it's not. Whereas the first one was really just kind of that malty sweetness, dried raisin thing was the predominant smell. Or
rice, I'd say, is the predominant character here. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely getting an undertone of malt as well, but it's not that raisiny, dark, like chewy caramel. It's much more earthy. Much like a wild rice, which has a lot of flavor to it, a lot of, like you said, rye, kind of like some of those more sharp flavors to it. It's a little hard to describe, but
it is. Yeah,
it smells really nice.
Let's give it a taste.
All right, I'll save that for later. Whoa, this tastes like something. I'm going to put my finger on it in a little bit. One thing I want to say about both these beers, or certainly this one, very little hop presence, no fruity esters, anything like that. These have been very clean beers. This beer sits on your palate for a little bit, right? Stickier, chewier. Now do you see how some of that hop kind of brightened up that past beer?
Yeah,
right?
I can definitely see that.
And the rice on this one, man, what is that? I almost want to say like fishy, but...
No, it is. I think you had it right the first time when you said sharp. There's a little bit of like a sharpness in this. It's tough to describe. I agree.
It's got like a pronounced... It's got some sort of candy. It's like a purple lollipop or a green lollipop or something like that. One of those hard candies. It's got that flavor to it. It also kind of sits, I think the sweetness also brings it out, but that rice is giving you a little bit of an earthy sweetness, but I'm getting fruit here as well. I'm getting like a candy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see like maybe like a Tootsie Pop type thing where you have like that sweet...
I'm getting like hard candy.
Yeah.
Like a lollipop.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say,
purple lollipop.
Like a Tootsie Pop, but then you kind of also like that
like
malty sweetness, that kind of represents
Tootsie Roll.
The Tootsie portion of the pop, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm getting the pop portion of the pop. I like it. It's got a weird mouthfeel too. It's a bit cloying. It kind of like sits on your tongue, that sweetness, and it's got a weird, almost candied, a little bit medicinal flavor on there as well. It might be from some of those tannins or something imparted by the rice. I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed in this one. It smelled like it could be so interesting, and I really wanted it to kind of be nice and dry and give it like a nice wild rice flavor to it. That sweetness is really weird, that kind of candy sweetness. I'm going to go a little lower on this guy. I'm going to go 89. 88. I'm trying to put it against, I'm thinking I gave that Hop 15 at 87. This is better than that Hop 15, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is better than Hop 15.
I'm going to go 88.
I'll go 88 as well. I appreciate the effort, but I'm not completely sold on it.
We'll give them a little something. For the effort.
Yeah.
But,
final beer.
Yeah.
I can open it.
That beer will not get complete consciousness.
Oh.
Yeah, you can get it. Here. Come on.
Now you guys see what happens in our house all the time. It hurt my hand. But I loosened it for you.
Yeah. All right, the Ice Fire, the big bad boy. Let's see what this one's coming in at. 9.8% alcohol.
Big beer.
For the other two are 8 on the button. There you are.
Thank you.
The very first. Have you had it? You've had an ice box before.
Yeah.
Autumnal Fire. Yeah, I assume they used Autumnal Fire as the base, and it looks like they do. They've been making Ice Fire for a while, so expect kind of that same malty character, but even more intense.
Yeah, so the color on this, again, you know, like that orangey golden, or orangey reddish color, amber. But
It's darker, and it's a bit cloudy.
It's cloudy, yeah. I was going to say, I get a lot more cloudiness than the other two. The other two are very kind of brilliant.
It's also darker. I mean, this is like straight up ruby colored.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice looking beer. I wish it was if it was brilliant, it really would look like a ruby. It's a really gorgeous color. About as nice a color as you could expect from a beer. Just a bit of that haze, and I don't think it's chill haze. I just think a little bit of haze in there. So nice looking beer though.
The nose on this, whoo, you can get the booze.
Yeah.
And it definitely smells like a beer that's a high octane beer.
Yeah.
A lot of that dark sweetness.
You're starting to get fruit here as well, like almost like a fruit cake. It smells like, so you're getting kind of like chewy, wet fruit, dry, just these things that are coming to your mind. Obviously, this is just a smell, but you start to think of, to me, like fruit cake with like not quite pineapple, but just really lush fruit, but dried fruit, not like
candied fruit, kind of.
Candied fruit, exactly.
Let's give it a taste.
A lot of malt and no hop character at all in the nose.
Yeah. Max is snoring. Yeah, I get the the booze on the back end of this too. On the tongue, you really, I'm picking up a lot of booze on this, but it's it's nice. I mean, a lot of those candied fruit flavors are coming through on the taste as well.
This is a great beer. This is really nice. It's so soft and full in your mouth. The concentration of the sugars, by taking out the water, it makes it a much kind of beefier beer, and I mean that in terms of how it's viscous, and it just feels nice. But it also, you get a warming sensation in your mouth from the alcohol. You also feel a little bit in the esophagus after you drink it. It's not a burn like whiskey, but it's just, you notice it's just a really kind of the slow burn you're getting a little bit here. It's pretty much concentrated malt characters here. A lot of the same ones you have here. My guess is this is also probably an Autumnal Fire base as well.
But yeah, I think it's really nice, and like you said, it's got a very smooth character. I totally agree with you there.
I kind of want to have almost like a snifter of that after dinner or with dessert or something like that, and I think it could really open up, or cheeses. I mean, I think this beer would kind of cries out to be put against a big sturdy food, something that it could kind of do battle with.
Right, yeah.
What do you think of it?
I think this would really go nicely with a blue cheese as well. You know, it kind of mimics a port in a way, and that's of course the classic pairing with blue cheese. So I could see how that would work.
Yeah, I can see that as well. It doesn't have that kind of vinous character to it,
right?
But the more fruit-driven aspects of like a tawny port are definitely mirrored here as well. You know what? It's also, for all that body, it's not sweet. It's a lot less sweet than that,
right?
And it leaves your palate pretty dry in the end, which is not, I'm expecting a lot of sweetness in there, which means to me that there's probably a good amount of bitterness in there as well. You need to have something to balance it. You're really not getting any hop presence, but it's drying on your mouth. It's obviously not a highly attenuated beer, which would usually kind of make it dry and wicking, and it's not roasted either, but I don't know how really they got it to have that nice dry finish to it, but it's nice.
Yeah, I agree. It's really nice. So what do you think in terms of
95.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's noticeably better than the Tet I give that a 93. This is a 95. It's an awesome beer.
I'll go 92. I'm not as floored as you are, I think, with it. But it's good. Yeah, I think it's really good.
It's really good. It's a beer where I think you could really spend your time drinking one of them, or even open up a single bottle and split it with two people. This beer, will last a long, long time. So, you can pick up a 4-pack of it and drink it over the course of a year and you'll be fine. Or the course of 2 years, 3 years, whatever. These all come in 4-packs. They're about $13 to $14 a bottle. I think the Wild Rice one was the most expensive.
Really?
Yeah, not a bottle, a 4-pack, I should say. And I'm happy with them. Yeah, so, definitely I think it's distinct to me that this is my order.
Yeah, I go in the same order, just a little bit different ratings, but yeah, I agree.
So, there you have it, guys. 3 Dopplebock inspired beers, because one is an Eisbock from Capital, one of the kings of the style, and really just a great lager brewery in general. If you have them in your area, pick up some of their stuff. I mean, they make great beers. They make a nice dark lager. Their Pils is nice as well.
I think they make a lot of just really nice drinkable beers.
Yeah, they have one called
everyday kind of beers.
Supper Club.
Yeah, Supper Club.
Just like it's just called like a blonde lager or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
Yeah.
So thank you guys out there in Capital, and thank you guys for watching. I have not forgotten about the ring, by the way. I don't know. I have to figure out a time to talk about it, I suppose. You guys don't... I was telling Margaret for a while, like, people don't get anything. I was like, oh, the shirt's wrinkled, or I don't know what I was talking about. No one's going to notice. Margaret said, no, they notice everything. And then finally, after a while, you're like, you know what? They do notice everything.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
so, anyway, hey, thanks for noticing. I appreciate it. And if you have any comments, questions, I really love to hear from you guys. It's really one of the highlights, when I log into my email and see an email or a new comment or something like that on the website. It's awesome. So go to Facebook or craftbeertemple.com, search for Max First, and then, leave a comment on one of your favorite shows. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I haven't said it in a while, but I really do want this to kind of be a back and forth thing, and I think it's getting there. I'm definitely getting, beers from viewers and stuff like that, but, throw your opinions out there on the site, too, Let me know what you think about these beers. But until next time, we've got a couple nice lagers from Capital to drink, and hopefully you do, too.